Good morning, family and friends. Welcome back to another daily scuttlebutt with Ivy's Family Factotum. It is Thursday, early in the morning. Sun hasn't even come up yet. Well, it's kind of overcast today because we actually have more storms coming. Friday, tomorrow. They'll probably start tonight, more than likely. And let me get this window rolled down just a hair. I'm trying to get some air. It's a little warm in here this morning, but we have some good news and some still bad news. So, bad news, Jeep's still broke. But good news is hopefully I know what it is. And I have the parts on order. But I've also been reached out to by Drew over at Drew's Lens that he can reach out to a buddy that is good with Jeeps and that they'll both come and look at it in the event that with me replacing this missing bolt and nut, that they'll come fix it. So I definitely appreciate that. Oh, well. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm still sleepy. I haven't even had my coffee yet. So let me get a couple swigs in. Oh, man. Ooh. I made coffee this morning, so it's a little bit strong. Whew. But some also good news. Mom and Dad are coming up from Texas they're going to visit. They're not moving just yet. They're coming up to visit. And it's also good, too, that hopefully that they're going to be here during the time because Gladys's surgery is scheduled for her hysterectomy. Just trying to remember it. So finally getting that taken care of, and that's us going under the knife. It's getting all the pre-ops and all those things taken care of, and getting all that. And it's going to be an overnight stay, so we both have to go up to a much bigger city. That's the same VA place that we go to up in Fayetteville. So it's 2-hour drive, a little over 2-hour drive. So we'll be going up there probably the day prior and getting a hotel, which a lot of times that the VA will actually pay for that. They pay for travel too. So if you did not know that, whenever you're driving to your appointments, you can get reimbursed for that mileage and for that fuel. So, and meals. If the drive or the appointments are long enough and it covers during like a mealtime, they'll cover food and stuff like that as well. So, yeah, there's a form and everything that you got to fill out. You go do that. But yes, we did not know that for the longest, and now we have done all the paperwork. We still need to call them because we haven't been getting reimbursed yet. Just to figure out, what's the whole, because it wasn't supposed to take this long. But, the VA, sometimes they can take forever. Just depending on what it is. Sometimes they're fast, sometimes they're not. And then I also got to go up, because I have some custom orthotics for my shoes. Because I have the plantar fasciitis in my feet. Thanks to wearing boondockers for 20 years. Still toe shoes and boots forever. And so with that, I have to have special insoles for my boots and my shoes. Kind of helps to where my feet don't hurt. And trust me, because a lot of people will be like, well, your feet hurts probably because you're diabetic. I'm not. I'm nowhere near. I mean, I have a little bit of high cholesterol. It's like the LDLs are just barely above what they should be. So, like, I'm nowhere near. I'm not even close to being pre-diabetic, even though I'm chunky because I'm active. Yeah, I got arthritis and some of the other stuff that hurts me daily, but nope, not diabetic. So my feet just hurt because they're flat, and the way that I walk, I need arch support. So regardless, those are done. I need to schedule a time I can go pick them up. But yeah, mom and dad are coming up. They're gonna come check out the property. They're going to finalize the location of where they would like their cabin, and it's not going to be like a log cabin or anything. A lot of the stuff that we're doing on the property is going to actually be board and batten. That's kind of the motif for what we're going with, board and batten style. Eventually, though, at some points, I do want to have a dovetail little cabin done, and I will definitely be reaching out to old Paul over at the Bearded Carpenter to kind of see if he'd help me with that, which I've already planned on going to his property a few times to kind of help out with some buildings of his and such, and just learn, right? I want to learn that, because it's one of the things that is my passion, is blacksmithing and timber framing. But timber framing, I already know kind of how to do a lot of that joinery, how to do a lot of that woodworking, because I've done woodworking almost my entire life, ever since I was a little kid. And it's a lot of those joints is still the same, whether you're doing it small scale or big scale. It's just getting the proportions right is what's different. So that's some of the things that I'm still learning, with timber framing. But whenever it comes to doing log homes and building, like doing all that, that's completely different scenario. Because you have to be able to pick out the right log. Like, all your logs should already be set and scheduled of exactly where they're going, based off of size and shape and just all those things. So you have a B, C, and D wall, and then you should have A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and same thing, B1, B2, B3. All those logs already set of where they're going to go. I don't know how to do all that. I know a little bit because I've been watching. I do the homework. I go watch a lot of those things. The majority of the videos I watched was from Paul. There are a few others, that I've went and seen to look at a few like different styles of doing like a log cabin, and not just a dovetail. But me personally, I like the look of a hand-hewed log to go from round to square, and then putting the dovetail on it to where the dovetails are sticking out, and you see that detail. To me, that just screams craftsmanship, other than taking a log, notching out an area to where it can sit on another log, and then it's done. I mean, yeah, that's still being a craftsman, in a sense of doing that. But to me, it looks like it's very, very minimal work, which I know it's not, but it's kind of like doing the bare minimum just to be able to fit those logs together. And then you're just shoving mud and chinking and moss and all that stuff in between all the cracks to kind of fill it in, and now you're done. So, I don't know. I guess I like all the extra steps of doing the hand hewing, getting that look done, and then actually doing the dovetails, cutting all the dovetails, and just I don't know. Yes, it's a lot more work, but I don't know. It's worth the reward in my eyes. So I definitely want to get that done at some point. I don't know. It would probably just be more of like a storage shed type thing. I don't know. I don't really know what I need. Well, I do know that I want to put a little off-grid cabin. Nothing big, probably something just like a little 8x10 or 10x12, something fairly small, like up on top of the ridge, because there is a nice flat area up there, and I would like to be able to do that. But obviously, before doing anything like that, is having a way of, first off, getting up there to the ridge easily, being able to transport materials up there easily, and having the place cleared out before even attempting to do something like that. Because, yeah, I'm not going to try to struggle with getting logs and materials and all that, walking up that hill. So once it's set in place, having either a road going around towards the back of the property to get up to the ridge, once that's all done, then that's when I'll start working on that project. So it's going to be some time. It'll be a few years down the line, but I do want to get one done. But yeah, so we'll get the cabin done. So with our taxes, obviously the tax money, everybody does something different with taxes, right? Either you're going to put part of it into savings, put all of it into savings, you spend it all, whatever you plan on doing with your tax money. Some people have to pay taxes, during tax season. They have to pay back. But we still have kids. We still have other things to where we actually get a decent amount back. And we are going to utilize that for some of the things that we truly need, like our service poles. For us, safety of the family, we would really like to get a storm shelter. So we're going to look into getting, it's just going to be an above ground storm shelter, something that we want it to be next to the RV or somewhere next to like where we plan on putting the cabin. But it's not necessarily something that's going to stay there full time to where we can move it later if needed. So if you do it in ground, right, that's something it's a little more permanent because you're digging the hole, you're doing the infrastructure, you're getting it there. Well, if you do an above ground, it's just sitting on a slab, but it can be moved. It can be unbolted and moved. And trust me, they can still withstand a F5 tornado. It's just they're a little easier to be moved in the event that we want to move it to a different location later. So that's what we're looking at. That's what we're doing. And we're probably going to utilize majority of our tax return for that, just to have a little sick, because we're going to be living in an RV, y'all. Not even an F1. We can have an F0 tornado come through and it'd wipe us out. So where we are at, it's not really close to a storm shelter. So we'd have to travel a little bit, and trying to do that with kids and parents and just grandparents and all these things. No, we're good. We're gonna get a big enough one, because even if we were able to just use the money for, sorry, I got a bunch of eye boogies driving me crazy. But I said it's still early. I haven't even had coffee yet. But even if we're able to put like a pretty significant amount of down payment down for one, and then finance the rest, we'll try to do that. And or I can even put some of the money aside, and because I do have a high yield savings, to be able to put money there and just continue growing that, and then utilize that later for the storm shelter. But regardless, that's one of the things that we're doing. But okay, y'all. So I'm already at well above my time that I need. I need to get this going so it can upload. Get back to the house because got stuff to do today. Got a lot of stuff to do today. And I don't want to waste time at all. But we definitely appreciate you guys. And if you've made it this far, I would definitely appreciate you guys to subscribe, share us out to your friends, and go back and watch, some of our other videos, especially if you're new here. It kind of helps with watch hours, both here and on the main channel, or even as you're going to bed. You can always go to the home page of our channels, hit play all, just let it roll while you're sleeping. That also helps us with watch hours. It's greatly appreciated. That's all we need on the main channel to get monetized. And remember, 20% of everything that we earn every month goes back into the veteran community. We have pledged that promise. We're going to stick to it, and don't know exactly who we're going to give it to, but it will definitely be part of the veteran community. I don't want it to go into a CEO's pocket. I want it to go to someone that it's going to help veterans, right? So I continue to look at those things and such to see who gets helped the most. And it won't always be the exact same person or same organization. We will change it up, but just know that we will constantly be giving back to the veteran community. I just need your help getting to that point. So we need to watch hours. All right, so that's all we got, y'all. I definitely appreciate you. We definitely love y'all. We'll see you on the next one. And remember, always thank a veteran at every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. And we'll see you on the next one. Later, y'all.